What is the most life-changing piece of advice you've ever received that has molded you into who you are today? Not specifically advice, but something my grandfather said when he was in the hospital, that his nurses were like a ray of sunshine on a cloudy day. I became a nurse after he passed, and I try to hold on to that ideal. I try to be the ray of sunshine in my patient's cloudy day. Dude who's cutting onions in here. Seriously, not all superheroes wear capes. Some wear scrubs. Do not underestimate the value of humor. It is so much more than laughter. It is a tool. New job. Make some solid jokes. You will go far. Make your boss genuinely laugh. You will automatically be on their good side. Meeting new people, or on a date, will instantly make the other person more comfortable. Humor is a life hack. If only everyone responded to humor. Some people only respond to having their ego stroked. I thought this said eggs at first, and was so disgusted for a second. Thank you for a good laugh. Other people have succeeded at this, and they are dumber than you. You got this. Oh yeah, let me prove you wrong. Not a quote so much as an idea. I'm allowed to have boundaries and push back on people who cross them. The worst are those who take liberties with other people's boundaries, then take offense, and try to gaslight when told politely, but firmly, that something's not okay, or those that take liberties with other people's boundaries, but then get offended when someone tries to push on this. Under promise and over deliver. Former boss. My dad has this horrible habit of over promising on stuff at work. We have a company together. Yes, it is physically possible to make and deliver that order in 4 weeks. But that's assuming everything goes perfect. It never does. This order is the #1 priority for everyone that has to work on it. When it gets to them, it never is, as we have other customers and orders. He does shit like that all the time. Just tell them it will be 8 weeks up front. Then when we deliver in 6 or 7, we look like heroes instead of idiots for telling them 4 weeks and being 3 weeks late. I've learned this the hard way. I deliver software, and when I can rapidly improve the admittedly crummy first version, it almost feels like cheating. But I end up getting double the credit once for delivering on time, and then for improving it. It is not as if it is something I try to do. I just learned that the cycle is inevitable. So it is best to plan for the worst release, refine release cycle that seems reasonable, and then maybe sometimes you can beat it. The real testing in software doesn't happen until you're in production anyways. That is why I rush the first version across the finish line as quickly as possible. Never underestimate your ability to have a positive impact. Wow, yeah. This kinda made me think of all the people who've impacted my life, and am now stuck wondering whose life I've had an effect on. Positive or negative. Jesus. To add to the OP, be a nice person wherever you can. Temper your cynicism and snippiness where possible. And try to either be neutral or positive in your interactions with people. Or at least, make it a goal to approach your responses that way. It is obviously not always going to work. You will feel like a better person, and people will notice, even if they do not mention it specifically. Money makes the world go round. Also makes the world go drowned. My dad used to say, life's a shit sandwich. More bread you got, the less shit you have to eat. Well, a smaller percentage, but still the same amount of shit. Entropy and shit always increases. The biggest risk in life is risking nothing at all. For those of you who are in your 20s, do not be afraid to go on weird and wild adventures. If you want to try and build an online blog, do it. If you want to be a content creator, do it. If you want to switch programs, do it. No matter how weird it sounds to other people, just do it. Even if you fail, let us say after 3-4 years of trying, you are still young enough to do other things. Sincerely, a dude in his 20s. Edit the quotes from a guy named Vin Jiang, but I'm pretty sure it is a variation of Mark Zuckerberg's quote. Feel free to check Vin out though. He is a keynote speaker, motivational speaker who uses magic tricks to get his point across. He has a YouTube channel, and I believe there is a video of his TED talk. As a guy pushing 50, this is good advice. There is a lot more gaps out there to be the person you want to be than you would think. If you are starting a small business, though, identity what you love doing, and try and hire the rest. If you love building things but hate bookkeeping, get a bookkeeper to work 1 or 2 hours a week. It will save you far more than you think and allow you to focus on the important stuff. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Learned that when I was 11 from weird old lady. Sticked with me since then. That old lady was your future self giving your 11-year-old self good advice. Tom S. got some big changes coming in life. You cannot save the world. My mother. I did not take her advice and learned it the painful way instead. You may not save the world, but it's okay if you only save one person. And it's okay if that person is you. As Batman says, save one. Do not smoke crack. Go to therapy. That was just a day before she killed herself, and I never saw her again. Without deviating from the norm, progress is not possible. Frank Zappa. Oh god, I'm the American dream. But now I smell like Vaseline. I can take about an hour on the Tower of Power, as long as I get a little golden shower, with a spindle up my butt till it makes me scream. Love him. When I started Chinese classes at my high school in Minnesota, my teacher said you are lucky, for in this class, you will have no tests. Cue the cheers. As we were happy, we call them opportunities. And we will have them every Friday. Cue the laughter from the teacher and the disappointed groans from us easily fooled students. Then he said we call them opportunities because they are an opportunity to show me, but most importantly yourself, what you have learned. What a dumbus. Right. Well, we always talked about these as opportunities. We never called them tests. And it actually did something to the attitude we had towards them. I had never taken Chinese classes before, and I got a full score on every single one of those opportunities. Lately I have been remembering this and started to think of my exams and assignments as opportunities. A way to show the professors but also myself what I have learned. And it works. I got an A in economics with that attitude. I had never done any economics classes before that. It takes a lot of the danger and frustration out of the tests and assignments. So helpful. One of my first managers said something along the lines of try and see things you find difficult not as tests, but as experiments. That is to say, if you do not succeed at something, do not take it as an objective failure on your part, but just as a result that you can use to inform later decisions and actions. You will not get it now, but school is the most important thing. Tell me what you learned today, every single day, until I moved out. My father a janitor, me a RD director. Thanks dad. Love this quote. Currently a student at university, and the further I go in education, the more I appreciate it in a way I never did as a kid. I think there is a trade-off with teachers who are forced to teach middle school students when they have high qualifications versus a professor who likes teaching because the students are actually capable adults instead of children. So if the teacher is unhappy, the students won't want to learn, won't enjoy school as much. Sorry for the rant, just my take on it. I found teachers below college wanted to teach. Professors in college hated teaching and wanted to be doing research. Do not be afraid to ask if you do not understand something. There is nothing embarrassing about not knowing or not understanding something. We are all human. Do not be afraid to ask questions and be inquisitive. I wish I could do that, but some people will ridicule you for asking stupid questions. To be fair, some of the questions that you may not know the answer to can be really silly, but the internet is pretty helpful for that. There is no such thing as a stupid question. True teachers welcome all questions, because there might be a tangled ball of multiple misunderstandings behind it. There is a technical term for people who make fun or others for asking questions a holes. If you would not take someone's advice, do not take their opinion. Do not take unsolicited advice. Do not lie. Ever my dad. Tell the truth. Till eternity father of me. Never do not tell the truth spermatious biological male paternal figure. Live without deceit progenitor. Being rich does not mean you have everything. It means you need nothing. Being rich is knowing when you have enough. The Dalai Lama. Tibetan spirit master. Most of the people society idolizes for being rich are so terribly poor, in many ways. Just because they are an adult does not mean they are right. My mom taught us from a young age to not accept everything at face value and to disagree politely with adults. Two things. First, imagine others complexly. The influences they have that move them through life are most definitely different from those that move me through mine. Motivation to do that which does not make sense to me is much easier to understand through the imagination of others with complexity. Second, everybody is thinking about themselves as much as you are thinking about yourself. This is something I tell myself every time something embarrassing pops up late at night, or when I screw something up that I would much rather forget. Remind myself that with very few exceptions, everyone who might have witnessed it will forget it ever happened. So I should, too. The absolutely massive burden that lifts off my shoulders is always welcome. That first one is really actually interesting. A lot of people don't think whatsoever of other people's life in all its complexity, including me, and yeah too I've actually heard that before. That's gotta be one of my most life-changing pieces of advice too, as it completely eradicated my anxiety. You are more likely to regret the things you did not do, rather than the things you did. Oh shit, that's good. First one of these, that has resonated with me. Life is good. Life is bad. Regardless. Life is. One should rejoice in that fact, because everything that's ever happened everywhere has led to you being you. So it is worthwhile embrace it. That weirdly makes me personally feel a lot better about life. Me too. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe for more videos.